your old car and say, you know what? You're not so bad. Maybe a new paint job, maybe fix up those dents and dings. New car prices are going crazy now. Interest rates, prices, everything is up. Mako can make your current ride look like new. Paint touch-ups, dent repairs, fresh bumper. It's a little like a car makeover is what it is. And right now, they got the spring specials going. Perfect time to get in. You get that free estimate. Quick turnaround, by the way. Real value. That's what Mako does. And we're keeping our cars longer. So make your current ride feel new again. Before you shell out for something new, make your old look new. Go to Mako.com today. You'll find a shop near you and book an appointment. You're going to get a free estimate. You're going to love the community-based feel you get with Mako. That's Mako, MAACO.com. And remember, better get Mako.
Take me out to the ball game.
Book a stay out of town.
Book a spa package and lounge by the pool.
Luxury travel, no hassle for you.
So I'll book a boutique stay.
With a gym and breakfast that's free.
And it's 1, 2, 3 clicks away to your perfect Booking.com stay.
The right stay can make you a fan of any U.S. city. Booking.com, Booking.yeah.
Official accommodation partner of MLB.
We play the hits. The Miami Dolphins play here.
It's a little bit of motion, flips it out. The motion got the first down touchdown, Miami.
The Miami Dolphins play on Fox Sports 940 Miami and your iHeartRadio app. Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WINZA Miami, WMIB-FM HD2 Fort Lauderdale. Free never sounded so good.
1-0 pitch. Stowers cracks that one out to center and deep. Siri is back. He looks up and it's gone. The Marlins waste no time. Kyle Stowers with a 2-run shot, and they take a 2-0 lead in the first.
Miami Marlins baseball is on deck.
2-1. That kicks away from Rodriguez. Hill breaks for the plate. There will be no throw. And on a wild pitch, the Marlins walk it off again. 1-2. Conine lifts out to left field. Tommy Pham working back to the warning track. So is Sawinski. They look up and it's gone. Griffin Conine to left center. And we're tied at 2 in the 7th.
Marlins on deck. Brought to you by ADT, the official smart security partner of the Miami Marlins and Norwegian Cruise Line. Experience more at sea. Let's head out to the ballpark. Here's your host, Steven Strong.
All right, nice job, Ahmed. Welcome. We're live from Lone Depot Park in Miami on an 88-degree humid summer Miami Sunday afternoon. A comfortable 77 degrees inside the broadcast booth. You're listening to Miami Marlins baseball on the radio. It's Fox Sports 940 Miami. Game 88 of 162, the final home game before the All-Star break for this red-hot Marlins team that's won 17 of their last 21 and 10 of their last 12. They will look to pursue this 4-series consecutive streak of victories in front of their former Hall of Fame manager, Jim Leyland, who will be inducted into the Marlins Hall of Fame this afternoon. We're pumped to bring you Game 3, series finale between the 49-40 Milwaukee Brewers and your 40-47 Miami Marlins. Brandon Woodruff, 32-year-old right-hander, will make his 2025 season debut at the big league level after missing the entire 2024 season. Parlayed with multiple setbacks in his rehab assignments this year, he will go opposite Edward Cabrera, 27-year-old right-hander. May I say it? I will. The ace of this staff. He will make his 15th start in this rubber match this afternoon. We will get going at 1:40 right here on the Marlins Radio Network. Hi, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Sunday afternoon with Jack McMullen and former Marlins All-Star Gabby Sanchez. I'm Steven Strom. We will get some sort of an All-Star announcement tonight at 5 o'clock. Who will represent the Marlins? We shall see. We got an awesome show for you. I'm not going to lie to you. We're going the distance. We also thank you for your participation. I want to just recap yesterday's win. Augustine Ramirez, Lake Bacher. We'll hear from Lake at least. Jim Leyland, of course, is being inducted into the Marlins Hall of Fame. He was inducted into Cooperstown. I think it was last year but he will be inducted into Marlins Hall of Fame. I got some good bites, some good nuggets that I want to share with you. I sat down with him actually a couple of years ago and got some great quotes. We'll share that. We'll get you at the count with Woodruff and Cabby. Jack will jump in for some banter, Expo question up today at Marlins Radio, and Steve's guarantee to victory. So last night, I mean, look, it's we're not, this is what a lot of it's been like this. It's been close games, and when the Marlins need it, they come up with the big hit. Last night, bases loaded, no outs, okay? This was a 2-2 game in the 8th inning. You're thinking the Marlins are going to take a lead and we're going to go home happy. All of a sudden, 2 quick outs, and Augustin Ramirez came up to bat with 2 strikes. Again, bases loaded in a tie game.
1-2. Augustine rips the ball through the left side, a base hit. 1 run coming in. Here comes X from second. Throw cut off, and Augustine Ramirez singles in 2. The Gus Bus has left the station. Timely hitting a rocket single, 113 off the bat, and it's 4-2 fish in the bottom of the 8th.
That man is 23 years old, Augustin Ramirez, and context is key in that situation. Again, the Marlins tied up 2-2, and look, do the players buy into the whole consecutive win streak in series? No. But for me, the media, of course, I'm thinking to myself, the Marlins have to win this middle game to keep it alive here on this Sunday afternoon. Augustin Ramirez, he does so in a big spot. Again, context is so important in that AB because the Marlins had the bases loaded, no outs, looked like they were going to get nothing. And with 2 strikes, Augustin Ramirez, yes, 23 years old, Augustin Ramirez comes through in another clutch situation. Now, the man that shut the door. How about this? We've seen Ronnie Enriquez. We've seen Anthony Bender. We've seen Calvin Fauché. Insert Lake Bacher, who the Marlins picked up last year off of waivers and turned him into, I guess, a closer. He got his first career save opportunity, and he did not make any mistakes. He was perfect. The Marlins ended up holding on 4-2. I got a chance to catch up with Lake after the game.
Lake, your team again comes through in a big moment. How do you guys keep doing this?
We just keep showing up to the ballpark with the same mentality that we can win every game. No matter if we're ahead, we're down, we just keep believing in ourselves and in each other.
Congratulations, your first career save. When did you get the call, and how did you figure it out in the 9th?
We just got the call in the after the 8th, and they called me in. It was a tied game. I was hoping that the guys would get us in the lead so I can have the opportunity, and worked out that way.
What does it mean to get that opportunity from your manager and this coaching staff?
It means a lot to me. I'm coming far away just from the beginning of the season until now, working on a lot of stuff, so it means a lot.
Where's the ball going to go?
In a case, probably back at home, yeah.
Thanks for the time, Lake.
Thank you.
All right, Jack.
Okay, so that was Lake Bacher last night. And yes, picked up off of waivers, pitched well for the Marlins, and then was optioned. Lake Bacher was optioned this year. Ended up getting the call back. Anthony Veneziano went down, and Lake Bacher was recalled, and he's riding a 6-game scoreless streak since June 15th. He's got a 2-0 record with, of course, a save yesterday, holding opponents to a 179 batting average and 10 strikeouts in 11 1/3 innings pitched. Awesome win for the Marlins. They hold on to beat the Brewers 4-2. Late clutch hitting from Augustin Ramirez and Lake Bacher, who slammed the door for the Marlins. We got a ton left here on Marlins on Deck. Again, Jim Leyland will be inducted into the Marlins Hall of Fame. We will get some good sound bites from him on what the game has meant to Jim, that 1997 Marlins World Series team, and more. Marlins on Deck continues. 141st pitch series finale right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
He comes set again. He's got Sanchez at first, Edwards at third. Nobody gone. The 2-2 to Otto Lopez is on the way. And that one, a ground ball, could be 2. Ortiz charging. He scoops to second for 1. On to first, not in time. And the first run comes in. Edwards scores from third base. It is a 6-4 fielder's choice, but another RBI for the RBI machine right now. Otto Lopez, it's 1-0 Fish in the first. That one, a little swinging bunt in front of the mound. The pitcher, Priester, picks it up. He lofts it. He airmails the first baseman, Bowers. Throw goes to third base as X was pushing, and that ball gets away from the third baseman, Durbin. So Edwards comes in to score. Sanchez pushes to second, and the Brewers are throwing the ball around the ballpark.
We would call that a snowball fight. That's what it looked like, especially on that sinker. He also throws that cutter, so that cutter's going to look the same.
This pitch to Connor Norby. He drills out to right center and deep. Frelick back, track, wall, it is gone. Early pyrotechnics. Connor Norby, he's getting right. 5th homer of the year, a solo shot to right center, and it's a 2-run game. 5-3 Milwaukee in the bottom of the 4th.
Decision that he was going to go.
Pitch to Otto Lopez, that's deep enough. That one drilled out to left and deep. It is gone. Tied at 5. Otto pounces.
I would love that, actually.
Imagine. 0-2. That one a little swinging bunt, third base side. That's going to be a fair ball. Bender picks it up. He fires to first. It's in time. Anthony Bender saves a run. Pitchers are athletes.
Let's win this together.
Off and running here on a Sunday afternoon. Fox Sports 940 Miami. Ahmed back in the studio hitting the ones and twos. I'm Steven Strom, host of the program here. Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez have your call at 1:40. It's a series finale. Final game of this homestand for the Marlins. Took 2 out of 3 against the Minnesota Twins earlier in the week in this battle in the Midwest. Brewers took game 1 Friday. Marlins responded yesterday with a 4-2 win on Saturday. So an opportunity at a 4-2 homestand with a victory today. Jim Leyland, one of 2 managers that's going to be inducted into the Marlins Hall of Fame, Jack McKeon on August 3rd. Jim Leyland will be inducted this afternoon. He is a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, of course, World Series champion for that 1997 Florida Marlins team, 3-time manager of the year, 2-time National League, and 1 time in the American League. I got to interview Jim the offseason of 2023. And I listened back to it yesterday, and I wanted to share a couple of bites because they will have the ceremony in just a few minutes. We won't take it, but I do want to play a couple of the bites that really stood out to me. Let's first do Jim Leyland on how the Florida Marlins shaped his managerial career.
Well, it was a wonderful experience. And even the second year was, from a personal record standpoint, it was a disaster, obviously. But a lot of those guys went on to play on the World Championship team later on. And I had the privilege of breaking them in. Like I said, your personal record took a beat and we lost 108 games or something. But, Derek Lee and Louis Castillo and some of those young players got, Cliff, I don't know if Cliff was still there, I think. But, so that was kind of rewarding, even though it was a miserable year from a record standpoint. And then, of course, in 1997 to win the World Series, all year long, the crowd, half the crowd was probably for the other team. Like maybe when Philadelphia came in or the Yankees came in. When we got to the postseason, in those last few games, we had 67,000 people in that stadium. And I want to say it was the second largest crowd since the Coliseum, back when the White Sox played in the Coliseum. So people really turned out. It was absolutely great to win that, especially for Wayne Huizenga, who became a very good friend of mine.
So in 1997, the Marlins went 92-70, and of course, captured their first World Series in franchise history. Here's what Leyland had to say on that team.
I can remember the 7th game of the World Series very well. We were in extra innings, and we loaded the bases, and Devon White was up, and I was very short of pitching. I had 1 player left, Alex Arias. I was short of pitching, so I kept looking at my lineup card to see if I was going to have to double switch, how I was going to maneuver. And I looked up, and Edgar took strike 1 after Devon White grounded out to the second baseman. So now there were 2 outs, and the outfield went back. Everybody was in normal position. And anyways, so Edgar takes strike 1. He jumps back from a breaking ball by Charles Nagy. So I'm looking back down at my lineup card, and the next pitch coming, it's a breaking ball low and away on the outside corner, probably a ball. But Edgar, I think, set him up. He jumped away from the first one, and the next one, he went right out and reached out off the outside part of the plate and hit a base hit to center field. And just like that, the emotion, the up and down swing was unbelievable. I mean, within seconds, you were World Series champion.
All right, so that was Jim Leyland again on the 1997 World Series Florida Marlins team. And it's crazy looking at this guy's resume. 22 years as a major league manager, 11 with the Pirates, 2, of course, with the Marlins, 1 with the Rockies, and 8 with the Tigers, but captured just 1 World Series championship, and that was with the Miami Marlins. Now, the final question I did ask Jim was, like anything in the amount of time that you've been in the game, what has the game of baseball given Jim Leland?
I mean, it's obviously giving me everything. I'm going to the Hall of Fame. So it's just, I can't tell you what the game's given to me. I tried to give it my all, but the game gave me everything back too. And what I mean by that is all the players you have over the course of the years, all the relationships that you build up. It's just special, particularly when you get those teams from time to time where you get that family atmosphere, and you can tell in the clubhouse, this is a special team. And you can tell when you don't have a special team as well, and you got to make some adjustments. But, just the relationships and being together every single day, it's a long, long season. You're going to have some ups and downs. You're going to have some players mad at the manager. The manager's going to be mad at the players. But at the end of the day, you're all in it together.
I encourage you, if you haven't already, to check out that full interview on YouTube and Spotify. Just type in Jim Leland Marlins Radio Network, and you can check the entire conversation out. Tommy Hutton is making the announcement for Jim Leland right now. It's a really cool moment down on the field. Awesome day here to be a Miami Marlins fan, and awesome time to be a Marlins fan. They've won 10 of their last 12 and looking to win yet another series. Brendan Woodruff will make his season debut. He will go opposite Edward Cabrera, who's been simply sensational this season. What the key for Cabby is, plus some information on the road for Brendan Woodruff this last year and a half. 141st pitch. We're back in 2 minutes on the Marlins Radio Network.
2-1. That one lifted out to left center field. Hill and Myers converging. Derek Hill calling for it. D. Hill's got it. And that is how this ball game ends. Horsepower on the hill. Edward Cabrera for 7, scoreless. Bender with a 1-2-3 eighth. And Ronnie Enriquez does the same in the 9th. And for the first time since 2008, your Fighting Fish have won 8 in a row.
Early. So they reacted and said, all right, let's go, breaking balls away.
First pitch, Stowers rips that one up the gut and through that hit the umpire Emil Jimenez. Jesus Sanchez around second. He comes in to score, but Jimenez is saying, hold on.
Whoa.
Hold on. That hit him on the leg, and that will in all likelihood.
The bench, and they're like, no, we see you as a future starter.
1-1. That one rolled over to short. Could be 2. Lee on to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. The fielder's choice. And that brings in the first run. Xavier Edwards scores from third base. It is an RBI for Otto Lopez. He's right back on that RBI groove. A 6-4 fielder's choice. It's 1-0 Marlins in the bottom of the first.
Right up there. Oh, goodness.
1-2. Otto on the move again, and Augustine smacks the ball out to left center. No doubt about it. Lucky number 13 for Augustine Ramirez. An ambush. 425 feet on the homer, and it's 3-0 Fish right away. This roster, it's the youngest roster in Major League Baseball. A 1 pitch. Sanchez rips that one off the mound. That pinball's into center field. That's in for a base hit.
Locations.
Hey, this is Andrew Nardi, and you're listening to Marlins on Deck with Steven Strom on the Marlins Radio Network.
Full moment down on the field. Caroline O'Connor and Peter Bendix giving Jim Leland his Hall of Fame jacket here for the Miami Marlins. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame last year and now into the Marlins Hall of Fame this year. We just heard from Jim Leland. And again, I encourage you to check out our conversation on YouTube, Jim Leland, Marlins Radio Network, and also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm Steven Strom. Hello, everyone. Thanks for making Marlins on Deck a part of your Sunday afternoon. It's the final game before we head off to the Midwest, Cincinnati, and then we'll come back to Baltimore. It's going to be a 7-game road trip, 4 in Cincinnati and 3 in Baltimore, and then we will enjoy the All-Star break. Jack McMullen and Gabby Sanchez have your call at 1:40. Jack will actually join me in the next segment. Let's get you ahead of the count. We'll start here with Brendan Woodruff. And welcome back, 32-year-old right-hander. For the first time in over a year and a half, he makes his return to the mound. Now, ironically, Brendan Woodruff's last start was against Miami on September 11, 2023. It was his first ever complete game shutout. But then he underwent right shoulder surgery. It's been a long journey after multiple setbacks, even this year during his rehab starts. He experienced right ankle tendinitis, and then he took a batted ball clipping his right elbow. So he's kind of been making starts here and there. But here we are, two-time All-Star in 2019 and 2021 will make his season debut. He did make a start, ironically, against the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp in the minors on Sunday. 3 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and a punch-out. In 10 starts down in AAA, he went 3-2 with a 2.79 ERA, 42 innings pitched. Woodruff will go opposite the Marlins ace, the 27-year-old right-hander who will make his 15th start of the season. 3-2, a 3.41 ERA this season, 71 1/3 innings pitched, 75 Ks to 30 walks. He shoved in arguably his best start of his career on Tuesday against the Twins. 7 shutouts, 6 Ks. He gave up 1 extra base hit and let just 2 runners in scoring position. It was his 3rd scoreless outing of 2025 and the first time completing 7 innings. 58 of his 93 were for strikes. He just continues his dominance. In May, 5 starts, a 2 ERA. June, 4 starts, a 2.89 ERA. If you want to take just the last 10, 3-1 with a 2.05 ERA. 52 2/3 innings pitched and 12 earned runs. 3 appearances and 2 starts career-wise for Edward Cabrera against the Milwaukee Brewers. He's 1-1 with a 2.13 ERA. And just because it's come up in my brain, the last time we saw Edward Cabrera in Milwaukee was actually in 23, and that was when Marlins manager at the time, Skip Schumacher, decided that he was going to put Edward Cabrera in the bullpen because he had struggled. And I remember him coming in relief. And a lot of the Brewers broadcasters were like, who is this guy and why isn't he starting? Well, he was starting. He was just, quote unquote, demoted to the bullpen. And that was the last time he faced Milwaukee in Milwaukee. So Brandon Woodruff, he'll make his season debut. And Edward Cabrera, just keep doing what you're doing. We'll get Jack McMullen on next. We got some storylines, Marlins to make it 5 consecutive series in a row on the Marlins Radio Network.
2-1. That one lifted out to left center field. Hill and Myers converging. Derek Hill calling for it. D. Hill's got it. And that is how this ball game ends. Horsepower on the hill. Edward Cabrera for 7 scoreless. Bender with a 1-2-3 8th. And Ronnie Enriquez does the same in the 9th. And for the first time since 2008, your Fighting Fish have won 8 in a row.
Early. So they reacted and said, all right, let's go, breaking balls away.
This pitch, Stowers rips that one up the gut and through that hit the umpire Emil Jimenez. Jesus Sanchez around second. He comes in to score, but Jimenez is saying, hold on. Whoa. Hold on. That hit him on the leg, and that will in all likelihood.
The bench, and they're like, no, we see you as a future starter.
1-1. That one rolled over to short. Could be 2. Lee on to second for 1. On to first. Not in time. The fielder's choice. And that brings in the first run. Xavier Edwards scores from third base. It is an RBI for Otto Lopez. He's right back on that RBI groove. A 6-4 fielder's choice. It's 1-0 Marlins in the bottom of the first.
Right up there. Oh, goodness.
1-2. Otto on the move again, and Augustine smacks the ball out to left center. No doubt about it. Lucky number 13 for Augustine Ramirez. An ambush. 425 feet on the homer, and it's 3-0 Fish right away. Roster, it's the youngest roster in Major League Baseball. A 1 pitch. Sanchez rips that one off the mound. That pinballs into center field. That's in for a base hit. And Edwards around third. He comes in to score.
Marvelous moment down on the field right now at Lone Depot Park. Jim Leyland officially into the Marlins Legends Hall of Fame. He's got his teal jacket on. I love that touch, Jack McMullen. I'm Steven Strom. This is Marlins on Deck here on this Sunday afternoon, final game of this homestand. And we'll start here with Jim Leyland, man. First of all, legend. That's number 1. Number 2, it's so funny, and we're aging ourselves. We didn't get a chance to watch Jim Leyland manage the Florida Marlins. I remember him as a Tiger, and those Tiger teams were amazing. But how cool of a moment, not only for Jim Leyland, but to also have Niner, Jeff Conine, who was on that team as well for the Florida Marlins at the time, who won the World Series.
Yeah, and I see Luis Castillo out there as well. That is a Hall of Famer, Jim Leland, a National Baseball Hall of Famer. He was inducted in the class of 2024, and here he is as part of the Marlins Legends Hall of Fame. He's also a Pittsburgh Pirates Hall of Famer as well because of the work he did as the skipper in Pittsburgh. And to your point, man, like I remember Jim Leland in Detroit. So the fact that you and I remember him in Detroit and he's a Hall of Famer in Pittsburgh now in Miami as well, it's amazing. This guy is one of the very few, maybe the only, to take 3 different teams to the postseason. I think maybe Sparky Anderson did it as well, but can't confirm that at the moment. But Jim Leland, this guy is one of the all-time greats. And in Indianapolis the last couple of years, I worked with Howard Kellman, who's been the voice of the Indianapolis Indians for 49 years. And every opportunity he got, he would talk to an old person in baseball that was at the ballpark and said, don't you think Jim Leland should be in the Hall of Fame?
Really?
Yeah.
That was his go-to?
Yeah, it was his go-to. Don't you think Jim Leland should be in the Hall of Fame? And everybody was like, undoubtedly, yes. And now he's in 3. He's in 4, actually, the state of Michigan Hall of Fame as well.
And it's funny, we talked to Clayton McCullough earlier today, and we asked him, did you ever have any conversation with Jim Leland? And he was so eager to meet him, and they're actually chatting as we speak right now. But, yeah, all in all, man, what a cool moment for Jim Leland. And I thought the sound bites from today, Jack, anything in particular that you enjoy? We talked about the 97 team. We talked about how what the game has given to him and how this organization shaped his managerial career.
I loved the humble brag. Like, what has this game given you? Well, it's given me a lot. Obviously, I'm in the Hall of Fame.
I love that. That was so perfect.
It's like
mic drop.
Pop off, Jim.
Yeah.
No, I loved that from Jim Leland. And no, I mean, this guy, first of all, tremendous interview that you did with him. That was after he received news that he would be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. That was in early December of 23 that he found out about that. So great conversation, the snippets that I just heard there, and I will absolutely be going back to listen to the whole darn thing. But Jim Leland, what a special day, and it's fun to see 2 teal sport coats down there in Leland and in Jeff Conine, and looking forward to Luis Castillo and Jack McKeon a little bit later on.
And hopefully they can get a win for Jimmy today, and the Marlins can win 5 consecutive series. So today, we're going to see Brandon Woodruff for the first time in 2025. His last start, I said, ironically, was against the Marlins on September 23rd, 2023, through a complete game shutout. But this is interesting, Jack, because he didn't pitch last year, and he's had some weird things happen to him in his rehab assignments. But the number one question for me is, what do you look for? How do you prepare for a guy that you haven't seen in over a year and a half?
Yeah, you watch his rehabs. Like, I really don't think it does you any good to go back and watch 2023 because this guy clearly feels a little different than he did in 2023. So I would just be watching what he did in AAA and in High A this year with Wisconsin and with Nashville. The Nashville Sounds, the AAA affiliate of the Brewers. So I would be going through that. But I've got a fascinating nugget that I will unveil in the bottom of the first. But I do want, can I pose it as a trivia question right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Guys from 2019 through 2023 with 500 innings and a sub-3 ERA. Brandon Woodruff is one of them. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more.
I fear one of his ex-teammates is on that list. No?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
Nope.
I'll make sure to gather my guesses and make sure I'm ready for the bottom of the first. By the way, Jim Leland, to go back to him, will join us in the broadcast. Very much looking forward to that, either in the 3rd or 4th inning. Yep. Okay. Cabby. Cabby was sensational, and he's been sensational, Jack. I'm not sure what the all-star result will be tonight, but you can certainly make the case if you remove that 1 month, and I hate doing that as a broadcaster, but this guy has pitched so well, man. What has it been like for you to call these games for Cabby every 5th day over the course of the last couple of months?
I feel like I'm watching that movie with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. You know that one?
Yeah, Star is Born.
Yeah.
Tell me something, Cabby.
Yeah. His curveball, his last 6 starts, opponents are 0 for 22 with 15 punch-outs against it.
Wow.
That tells you all you got to know right now. Cabby, what was the book on him when he was kind of a project, right?
Walks.
A really exciting project. It was walks, but it was also, he throws this power change. Guess what? He's got the feel for the breaking balls now. The slider is really darn good, and the curveball in his last 6 starts over the last month and change has been arguably the best pitch in Major League Baseball outside of Tarek Skubal's changeup. So for me, watching the maturation of the breaking balls and the maturation of Cabby as a whole has been a joy. And Tell me something, Cabby. Yeah, Star is being born right now on the mound in Miami.
Well, hopefully he can continue this strong stretch that we've seen, and hopefully the Marlins offensively can get going against Woodruff. I think they got to be patient with a guy like him. We've seen multiple guys come off with Tommy John. The big thing that we've seen in common, command issues. We'll break. We'll get our Expo question of today at Marlins Radio, Steve's Guarantee, and then we'll play some baseball, series finale, final game of this homestand, and final game before the All-Star break right here on the Marlins Radio Network.
To the plate, and that was the case for about 2 months. And it's not just 96 off the bat, 99. It's like 108 plus every time. 1-0 pitch. That one a line drive. That's a fair ball. Down the left field line. Gurriel tracking it into the corner. Blake Lally going to send Stowers. Here comes the relay throw home. It's bobbled by the shortstop Perdomo in shallow left. And that is an RBI double for Eric Wagner.
In particular, I think you can find success.
2-0 pitch in on Wag's hands. He sends a little chopper over to third. Suarez has it on the bare hand. He fires, and that one bounces into the camera well. That's over the top of the padded wall along the first base line. Suarez tried to be a hero, but that is an infield single and an RBI for Eric Wagaman. He pushes to second on a fielding error, and it's 1-0 Fish. This offense jumped on Eduardo Rodriguez. 2-1. Otto swings. He lines one into left for a base hit. They're going to send Hicks from second. Gurriel's throw coming home a little bit offline, and Otto Lopez continues this out-of-body experience.
Pitch it is. Let's make a pitch right here.
Here's 1-2. That one cut on and missed. He went to the curveball. His first of the inning on pitch number 27, and he struck out McCarthy to strand 2. 2 come in, but we go. Perdomo waiting on deck. But Enriquez trying to dispose of the 9-man. His 2-2 pitch is cut on and missed. Tight turning slider at the shoe tops. Ronnie Enriquez has his 3rd save. And that's 7 in a row. 9 straight away from home. And for the first time in franchise history, a perfect week on the road.
Cash. Not valid with any other offers, promotions, or discounts. Not valid on gift card purchases. No adjustments on previous purchases. Offer only valid on qualifying purchases at the participating Cuba Vera stores at Dolphin Mall, Sawgrass Mills, or online at cubavera.com. This offer is valid until September 1st, 2025. Other exclusions may apply.
Here we go. We are off and running 10 minutes away from first pitch series finale and final game of this homestand for the Marlins. Looking to win 5 consecutive series. Steven Strom, Gabby Sanchez, Jack McMullen. Those two have your call in about 10 minutes. Jim Leland, congratulations to you, 1997 World Series champion, the manager of that Florida Marlins team, inducted into the Marlins Legends Hall of Fame. He's got that beautiful teal jacket now. He will join us at some point in the broadcast. Take the Marlins wherever you go. Download the iHeartRadio app and make Fox Sports 940 the top preset to listen to every Marlins game this season. Let's get to our Expo question today at Marlins Radio. How many years did Jim Leland manage in the big leagues? In the big leagues. How many years did Jim Leland manage in the big leagues? Make sure to vote at Marlins Radio. It's time for Steve's Guarantee.
Batter up. Batter up.
Let's play some ball.
First pitch is moments away. Time now for Steve's Guarantees.
What's the common thing when someone's coming off a major surgery? Command. Brandon Woodruff in his last start against the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp on Sunday in a rehab assignment, 3 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs. How many walks? 3. Command has always been an issue as far as guys coming off these big-time surgeries. The Marlins draw 4 walks today. I like them to wear out Woodruff and get to that Brewers bullpen and take this series here this afternoon. Folks, I hope you got the itch for first pitch, because when we come back, Jack McMullen paints a picture. You know, Gabby Sanchez, he's ready to rock. I think he's trying to charge something. Nope, he's got his fan. Nope, he's doing some are you doing some audio work there, Gab?
Well,
look at you.
The thing fell off, so I had to go back.
You're just so handy.
Well,
so
I was trying to help you out.
Thanks for tuning in to the Marlins on Deck pregame show. Not you, the audience. I'm Steven Strom. Let's flip the M together, Miami. Marlins baseball. It's next. This is the Marlins Radio Network.
Find what you love.